welcome back to Farm Sim 22 and the Zip vineyard here. As you can see, it is now the month of April, and I've been sort of hard at work this last hour. Rose up at 8 a.m. and now it's a little after 9. I have a pretty good load of strawberries going on here. I got about I want to say 3 rows, maybe 4 rows right there. I went ahead and picked up another trailer just for the tomatoes. It's a black one. I did have to empty some of my tomatoes sort of outside the video here. I had them loaded in the truck, and for some strange reason, when the curtain closed, it did some weird stuff with it. So I had to go sell those and sort of pay myself back there a little bit. I did pick up a forklift to use instead of the fork system I had over here to use with my tractors. I just went ahead and bought this and sold those. This was a lot easier to work with. Let's just leave it at that. So with that in mind, just a quick show. Right now we have 1,400 liters of tomatoes in these. 14, right? So over here, though, we have way more strawberries. We're sitting at almost 3,200 liters of strawberries in their little storage here. So I got plenty of water. So I'm not going to worry about moving those right now because we have to work on our orchard. Now, I've already sort of started here. As you can see, I have my mulcher right there. My little cultivator disc right there. And I've already sort of started on these, as you can see. So not sure why these are showing like I didn't work them, but I might go back through those again just to be sure. Just to kind of give you an idea on how this works. You got to turn on the mulcher in the front, and it sort of really revs up the RPMs. So as you can see there, it really revs those RPMs up. And then we just have to lower our implements down. Oh, I didn't have them. Let's try that again. Just have to lower the implements down and just sort of drive through here. And as you can see, it sort of mulches it up. You can kind of see that underneath there, and then of course the disc sort of cleans that all up. So kind of go through here. You do have to kind of watch what you're doing because it's really easy to hit the posts while you're driving down here, just like that. With either implement, by the way. And I sort of just make my way through. Trying to keep the wheel straight here. There we go. Oh. I'm using my keyboard right now instead of my wheel, so I'm a little bit throwing me off here. I've been working on this for the last hour or so, and I'm only on the one field, so this will take me a little while to complete because I do have 3 fields worth of stuff to do, but we're going to go down the line. We have to go on each of these rows twice. You can see that there's plenty of stuff on that other side there, so we have to do it twice. I'm going to back up whenever I make a mistake, although I do have a few mistakes sort of spread out, and I'll probably fix those later. What I would really like is maybe the hitbox not be so strict on these, so that way maybe you have it a little passive and let these implements just sort of do their thing. Kind of like how some of the lawnmowers could do that and go around trees in 19. Although I think those were mods specifically, so. Alright everyone, so I still have more rows to do on this particular one. So you're probably wondering about AI in this scenario. Will AI actually work here? As you can see, I hit the button AI worker C could not start. It says tool attached incorrectly. So what it could mean is that we can't do it with both implements. So let me do this row here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mulcher on the back without the other implement and see if the AI will actually do a row also. Now let's see if we can get the AI to just do the mulching part. I'll hook it back up again here. All right, let's see if this works or not. So let's go down the middle here. All right, let's see if this works. The worker has stopped work unexpectedly, no field found. Let's try it now. Same thing. So basically, your AI can't do this part of orchards, so it's a shame because, you know, it would really be helpful if they could. Now, I don't know if doing this this way would be any faster than doing it with the other implement, you know, front and back. It does take a little bit of work to get these to sort of cooperate. All right, so we're on the last row on this one field. All right, we can turn that off. And I'm just going to go back up there. Now we still have these other two fields to do. All right, so we're on the other field here, and we're sort of making some progress. I've got a few rows done, so I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about. I switched the mulcher here back to the back, and I went ahead and took the other piece off, and I was wondering why I kept hitting this all the time and sort of stopping, and it turned out that the subsoiler is actually 0.1 wider than this mulcher, and so that's why I couldn't keep the lines very good. So I'm not going to be that concerned about that particular implement. I think it'll be better served maybe next season rather than right after this. So I'm just going to focus on the mulching here, which is what we're doing now. All right, so I've been going for a little bit here, and my curiosity is getting the best of me here. I really want to see if that other mulcher will work, and by that I mean the one that looks like it can be ran from the side only. I think I can run it directly from behind the vehicle here. So let me just go drop this off real quick. And let's take a look at it in the shop again. So we look at mulchers. Even though this one has this shaft, I think it can actually work from behind. I'm really curious to see if this would work. I'm going to lease this, and we're going to find out. Worst comes to worst, I have to pay a small lease fee. I'm also getting a little low on gas, so I'm going to fill up my tractor while I'm over there, because the gas station is right next to the dealer. I'm only curious because then I only have to make one path instead of having to make multiples, right? Instead of having to go twice, I can just go once and we can get it done. Now, I don't know with that thing on the left side there, that might make this not work. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up. This is gonna be a usable thing, but I thought I would at least give this a try while I'm working on my second field, because I still have one more field to do. And this kind of stuff takes time, and if there's a way we can shorten that time, then I want to take advantage of that. And we could, even if it doesn't work now, we could, in the future, work on, spacing these out in a way that can benefit from something like this. All right, so we'll just start from right here, since I'm right here. All right, let's, like I said, this is going to be questionable at best, but we're going to see if this will work. Turn it on. It lowers. Look at that. We can sort of make it work. It could really shorten our time here. Hopefully we don't get stuck in between the vines. And we'll see how this looks on the map too. It might be not good enough, you know, because you can still see some on the left there. So it looks like it's not quite wide enough. You know, just from looking at it. Let me turn this off for a second. If we sort of go out and look, it sort of did some of it. I mean, you can still see bits and pieces on the edge here. Let's see how that looks on the map here if we get a little closer. Yeah, you can see a little bit there, but it did sort of work, so I still think it would speed up the process for sure. So let me but I think a 2.5 meter one would probably be perfect. So we might have to wait for a mod of some kind to come out. But I could definitely see where this would work really well for this kind of thing. And actually, I think it works better because it keeps you from getting your tractor in the way, right? So, granted, trying to get in between the rows might be hard. Whoa. I think it sort of makes it a little better. The 3 meter one is too wide, so this is literally the widest one we can run if we want to be effective. Now what we could do is something else here, which we're going to try in a second. You just get this through here. Now we do have the ability to make that move. I'm going to turn that part off. Now I don't know if we have the, yeah, see how we can control that? There might be a way to make this work with the other one. So let me just hook the other one up and let's play with this for a second. So I'm going to put the other one on the front, and I know it's backwards technically, but you know, we did show that it worked earlier, so we might be able to move that over enough to cover the entire field, or you know, the entire width of. This might be how we can get away with it. So if I pull in here, just sort of measure it out ahead of time. You can tell that if you try to do that, it's sort of all right. Sort of go down with this a little bit. I'll make it work. No. Yeah, it's just not going to work the way I want it to. All right. Oh, I might have got myself in a predicament here. There we go. So yeah, so we'll just have to wait for the right implement, and then, you know, when a few other things come out, I think it'll make it into a pretty good quick way of getting through it. But I think this one will actually work for now. So I'm just going to sort of use this one that I'm leasing. At least try to. Or at least to finish this row, then I'm just going to go back to the main one. But it was a good, you know, it was worth a shot. I mean, it is kind of a tight fit right here. So we're gonna turn that off. We're gonna, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and just return that. And so we just don't have the right implement yet for that, as far as being able to do it in one pass. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll eventually get a mod for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this row started. I can't see now. Bad thing about having these trees in the way. Can't see. All right, so we've been doing a few rows now, and sort of doing an in-cab view, and I don't know, I think this might actually be easier than trying to do it with the overhead cam. It's all about trying to line yourself up so that way you don't do that. And although I am leaving a little bit of it behind, I don't know if it's really going to be that detrimental to the output of how the grapes will go as far as production goes. Not sure why. Still doing that. Okay, there we go. But, you know, we'll find out come harvest season. I mean, it's a pretty big endeavor to do this many for the most part, but you know, that's all part of the playthrough here, is to just see, you know, what kind of yields we can get Now, I will say that I'm not just going to be doing grapes in the greenhouses. I want to earn enough money to buy more land, and then we're going to actually work on oils. So that's where we'll actually get into real crops like sunflowers and various other things. So that way we can do the oil production, which includes olives. So we'll have probably a field like this with olives on it. We'll have a sunflowers, and I think there's one other one that can produce oils. And so we'll probably, we have to make enough money to pay for everything. So in the beginning, I might, have enough to buy a field, and then see what kind of equipment I need in order to do the sunflowers, and then we might have to put them in a silo until I have enough money to get to everything else. So it's going to be a long-standing campaign, even though we're seasons is by months. This is not going to be a short run. My objectives are pretty straightforward. Here, let me show you. One of my objectives is to buy this property over here, because it's got this big water in there, which would be great because then we won't have to pay for water. So just that one alone is over over $500,000. So that's going to take a while. Of course, there's field 37 that's right across from there, which would be nice. Maybe these two. So there's 4 fields right there that we could pick up and easily use for oil production. Okay. So we've got a few things we can do. Now, if you wanted to get rid of these, like let's say I want to take one of these fields out of doing grapes, the only thing you can do is demolish these. So, and you don't get any money return out of it. So just be aware, once you plant these, the money is spent. There is no refund. So we'll see how well these do, and I don't know if I have right now. There isn't really a storage system for these other than our production facility. So hopefully we don't run into a problem where we have so much output that we don't have a place to store it. But there are mods out there, so I'm sure we'll find something that we can use. Just have to get there first. Make sure I got that covered. We're going to be going at this for quite a while here. So I'll cut back when I'm on when I'm beginning the last field here. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I'm on the very last line of the field that I've been working on, and I wanted to take this time to kind of give you guys an in-cab tip for this. As you look at I'm looking at the very end of the hood to the left, you'll see the contour of the top of the hood that kind of goes in a curve and kind of comes back towards the dashboard. I'm looking at the very tip of it and sort of lining it up with the bottom of the stakes, and this seems to be a pretty good technique. It doesn't matter if it's going from the left side or from the right side. This seems to work really well, and it seems to keep everything pretty close. Occasionally I'll be off a little bit, especially if I get a little bit to the left of it. But as you saw there, I got a little bit left of it, and then it just didn't work. All right, so we're gonna get this last bit going the other way, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get in position to do the last field, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here, because this is a very time-consuming process, and it cannot be done with AI. So just keep that in mind. If you're gonna do these, for the most part, this part you got to do yourself. We've tried it with the AI earlier; it didn't work. Some people have gotten the other implement to work, sort of. Like they'll go one direction, but they won't turn around. So, yeah, maybe eventually they'll get some AI that can come in and do this. But for now, this is a fully manual process. So just keep that in mind. You know, I have the time set as real time, just specifically because of this. Otherwise, I'd be running at a much higher time and taking advantage of that. All right, go ahead and turn the mulcher off, but you can see I got a good portion of it. I mean, for the most part, there's only a few small little mistakes, and quite frankly, that's good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up so we can start working on this field here. And our neighbor has limed their field, I can see. So as far as like doing it from this level, I was using the mirror, the very front mirror there, as sort of a marker. Keeping it the mirror to the right of the stake seems to work okay too. If you get a little too far left of it, then it doesn't seem to work that good. But this actually doesn't do too bad. You just have to really focus on it. So as long as you just pay attention to where the mirror is, it works for the most part. There you go. There's 2 tips for using the mulcher in this FS22. And in the next episode, what we're gonna do, let me turn this off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna deal with all of our greenhouses. We're gonna be loading up our trailers here and also fertilizing my fields. So I got my nice fertilizer over there. We have just a whole bunch of like strawberries and just a whole bunch of tomatoes to load up. And these are, just think about this, one pallet is 100 liters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 800 liters is what's out here. And so basically there's another full set inside there. So it's going to be a lot, but that's okay. I have a lot to do here with all of this, but it won't take nearly as long as Field 41 did, because that was pretty much my largest field, and this one is pretty much my smallest. So if you like this video and you want to see more Farm Sim 22 content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You can also catch me on Friday nights at 9:30 Central, where I'm working on Elm Creek currently. And you'll get to see a lot of other stuff. I'm not doing orchards over there, but I am doing a lot of the other stuff over there. Chickens, horses, bees, messing around with more. I only have 2 greenhouses over there, and just sort of working on building out that farm. So with that being said, I'll see you on the farm.